Hey everybody, it's Myra the Mad Scrapper. I'm coming back at you with one of my purchases from last month's craft day from HSN, and it's a back issue of Crafter's Inspiration. It's still available, and in fact, I got this and it was on clearance. I think there's a good possibility it is even, the price has dropped even further. So you might want to take a look. I'm going to post a link to it in the description below. So if you're interested, go ahead. I love personally the magazine. I was interested just based on the cover, and I've opened it up obviously since I got it. So it came with the magazine and also the die, which is what's on the cover. So it came with this die, and then with a set of stamps. And can I flip this over? Let me find. Here, I'm just giving you some scrap paper. Nope, that's not even good. Holy cow! There we go. Hopefully now with that you can see the stamps and just the sentiments. And so it has a couple of cute stamps and sentiments. Just very usable. Maybe I should, oh look, amazing what happens when you turn it right side up. But so it's really cute. I mean, so it comes with those two. It came with a folder that I seem to have managed to misplace. I don't know, an embossing folder. And then also it came with a bunch of paper. So the paper for a lot of the projects it came with. So it's a lot of stuff I can cut out here from this. I'm going to make use, of my scan and cut those out, because I like fussy cutting, but yeah, I don't want to fussy cut everything. I really like that paper. I'm going to see what I'm going to do with that, because that is so pretty. It's blue and it's butterflies, and I'm all about blue and butterflies. But so it came with all that. So in the grand scheme of things, I think I paid like $14. I got my money's worth off of this, just if nothing else, off of just the die and the stamps. But I really like this die. There was a project in here. I mean, you could tell I've already paper clipped it, so there's all kinds of stuff I want to do out of it. But let me page over. Let me see, because there is one project that's what we're going to do today. I really liked it. Struck my fancy. Now let me see if I can find it. And that's what I want to duplicate for you guys today and go through it. Let me see. I swear it's in here. Okay, we may be here all night while I try to find that darn project. Holy cow. Let me see. Okay. That was the point of the paper clips, of me not to struggle to find it. And now, of course, what am I doing? Struggle. Ah, there it is. There it is. See, there's a paper clip. This is the project that we are going to try. I'm going to try to duplicate today. It's really cute. I'm not a big blender, but that was exactly why I wanted to do this, because it would challenge my my skills and make me get better at something that I'm not necessarily good at. So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to do this project. So hang on a second. I'll be right back. See, I'm just going to hit it hard right here. So again, it's all about how you like it.
I could bring it up, and that's what I may do, is I'm going to bring it up. I'm bringing it up to this top corner. So I'm going to bring in the little bit of the purple up higher here, and that's just me. But again, this is to whatever your vision is, whatever you like. Again, as Shauna says, this is the beauty of a handcrafted item, and maybe I just need to get over myself, right? Alrighty then, I think we're going to call this good, because now all I have to do is tape down the die. Yeah, this is good. I'm actually, now that I look at it, I am pleased with the look of it. So now all I have to do is grab like a couple pieces of washi tape, or you can use purple tape or the tape that makes you the happiest. What you just wanted to do is obviously be low tack tape. And what I have learned is tape it down. Wow, tape it down, and make sure you tape it down. Let's go that. Let's do that. Yeah, now it's grasping, and make sure you're inside the edge of the paper. That would help too. Otherwise, you're having to ink and cut again. What I'm trying to do is not to tape on the paper on the inside, in case when I die cut it, it mars. That has happened to me. Maybe I'll grab, I don't know what. Oh, I know why. I'll grab some wider one, and I know I can just wrap it around. And this one is tackier. So I'll just took another piece here, and what I'll do is then I'll just bring in my plates. And this is just El Cheapo, you know, I bought this on clearance at Michael's washi tape. So I am not overly upset at wasting it. But I'm going to pop this up. Let me grab this something to pull it up. There we go. I'm going to pop this in. See, and it moved. That was, see, this is why. So this one, I'm just going to take off this tape. I may have to just break my own rule. And let me think this through for a second, because I know what I did. I don't want to do it yet. I know what I did the last time, and I'll show you that little trick. Okay, we're going to break my little rule here and see if it'll, hopefully it won't mar. At this point, it just doesn't want to hold, period, end of statement. So, here we go. This will be crazy. Let's just tape it down to the flipping. There we go. That looks good. And if it isn't good, it is. I want to get some more purple in here, so I'm moving this around. Well, that's a little nifty trick. Okay. Let me toss my sandwich in through my Gemini. Meanwhile, it's doing its thing. Let's move these things out of the way. And let me wipe this area down. Alrighty, and see, this is what I need to be a little bit more careful about. Let me do this. Hang on. I'm going to flip it this way for a moment. I'm going to lift my washi tape off. I'm going to come in with little pieces of the purple tape I just used for this project. Let me get rid of that little thingy guy. This is what I wanted to do, and you'll see in a minute why. I'm going to tape it down and make sure it gets into all. I want to pick into all of these areas. Trust me. What you don't want to have to do is what I'm going to have to, now I have to reverse piece it. Or I might be able to get away with those bigger pieces. They're going to be pretty obvious where they go. Let me lift this up again. And it backfired on me. What I want to do is get these pieced back in. So I'm going to, see, now it's going to be a little bit more of a time waste, so to speak. But what I want to do is piece these pieces back in and get the tape to hold on to them, to grip them. So I've got to figure out, here, this guy goes here. It's like a puzzle. So here you go. See, what I wanted to do, my original plan was for these pieces to stick to the purple tape. But they popped out, which shows you how great this die cuts. Yay, but maybe not so great in that it's making me work a little harder right now. But what I wanted to do is stay stuck to this so that then I can just pop them out and it'll be easier to do the paper piecing. If you know where, oish, it goes back. So you know what, on this one's taking too long. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do this off camera. Okay, I'm back, kids, and the joke was on me. It's a good thing I went off camera because I did put the tape on the wrong side, so I had to remove the tape and then flip it over and then put the tape on. The point was, what I wanted to do was to get the tape on the back of these pieces and then press them down really good, and I will now flip the die and go like this, push down on all these pieces so that they will get stuck to the tape. And you will have to excuse Bo the Basset Hound. He thinks it's dinner time. Not yet, but you know, he's just going to have to be patient. It's not like that poor Basset Hound is starving or anything. He's just, it might very well, yes, it's after 7 o'clock here. So that's what it is. He knows when it's 7 o'clock. The fascinating part about Bo and 7 o'clock is that the blessed dog adjusts for daylight savings time. So I don't know how he does it. But all I'm doing is pressing down these pieces because I want these pieces to stay stuck to the tape so that they are in place. So then I can come back in and do the paper piecing. So now if I peel these off, in theory, voila, there it all comes up exactly how I need them in position. And it's not so much that they need to be in position, how that I can find them, you know, and they, you know, I don't have to figure out what goes where. So let me set this aside now for a second, because now I have to peel up the frame, and I'll ditch all the little all the other. Oh, there's one that did not stay stuck. There is one ornery one always, no matter what. So we're just going to go back in there. I missed that. And we'll just press them down. Problem solved. Crisis averted. Right, now do you actually know there's another piece? See? One has to pay attention. But then again, I'm so poor, I can't pay attention. There we go. Okay, now I think I've got it. So we'll set this aside now. And I will push now here. I'm going to push in the little places, because what I need to do now is pop out this frame, which is what we're going to use. We'll use part of it because we're going to use the frame portion of it. So I'm going to very carefully put this down first and then peel this up. And it comes out pretty well. This die is pretty. There we go. That was easy. So see, let me put it down here so you can see it contrast better. But there we have it. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So now what I have to do is, this is almost ready to use. Let me set aside my plates because I don't need them right now. I'm going to grab my little fussy cutting scissors. I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut the flower out of the frame, this part. So I'm going to try to cut, hopefully you can see, I'm cutting this as flush to the edge as I can. There we go. And even then that wasn't perfect, so I'll come back in and trim it a little bit. Cut here. There we go. And there. And there's, I think, a Basset Hound is about ready to be put out. There you go. And snip it. I just have to snip in the various parts. Okay. Here. And then right here. Just a few snips. And you can do this it's not difficult at all, because you're doing it, I'm not so much sighting it as doing it by feel. I put the scissors flush right up in the edge. So see, except for that very right here, all of it, and then this one too, could use a little bit of a trim off. I'm going to trim that off a little tiny bit. And then we're going to deal with the conversationalist over there. Bo, quiet. Okay, and let's trim that off right there. There we go, see? All you want it is to have a nice flush frame piece in that little tiny bit there. Okay. And there you have it. So now I have this piece. And then I have one, well, I'm going to take one of these white pieces, and I have to do the same thing. So I'm going to trim it off. Actually, not the same thing. I need to do it on both of these white pieces. I have to trim off the flower bits. And we will set those aside and reuse them, trust me. There we go. We'll just quickly go through them. And there we go. And one last snip here. And let's see, this one, my goodness, well, you could tell where apparently my problem spot is. It's right here. But I want that to be perfectly fresh. That one, and I'm doing this in 3 layers, the frame, because I want the frame to pop up. If you can see the card, my sample card, the one I did already, it's a little bit dimensionalized. So this is popped in, but the frame comes up. So I stacked 3 layers is what I did. So I've got 3 of these, and I'm going to glue them all together, one on top of the other, and it'll add that added level of dimension, because obviously there is no freaking way you're putting foam under this, and this is the only way to dimensionalize it. And actually it's a rather clever way. I learned this watching YouTube videos, just like you're doing now. I would love to claim to be a genius and just you know, person that comes up with really cool ideas. No. It just means I pay attention. And I try to at least be the one that does, and not, you know, that learns by others' mistakes and picks up really cool stuff. So I'm here and just snip that. Wow, this time this one came out right. So there we go. I have both my frames. I'm going to ask for a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to go feed the poor hungry dog. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. I've taken a left turn. So before I get moving any further, I'm going to go ahead and do the background card first before we go on, so that we can start assembling and I could just go keep on trucking. So the next step here is I went ahead and I'm going to blend in some of the colors again into my background card. And I put down a piece of paper here so that I hopefully don't pick up on the back of my card the colors. So which means I have to be careful and kind of like stay in place. And this doesn't have to, and I don't have to, keep in mind, if you do this, you don't have to fill all the card. All you're doing is the edges, because that's all you're going to see. Because your frame will occupy, or actually the piece of white cardstock, but it'll, you know, you only have to see it around the edges of the white cardstock that I'm going to put down. Okay, so all you have to do, so I'll go here and up a little. Actually, I think the big color is the yellow, interestingly enough, when you get to the edge part. I'm going to turn this around a little bit, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go in with the lavender. It needs desperate re-inking. I think I'm going to get online and see about ordering re-inkers. There you go, and I just want to go. And again, as I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. Let me go in here because I need a little bit more space. Although, who cares if it gets on the mat, quite frankly. Okay. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of the pink, so it more or less matches. So I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the pink, so it more or less matches the frame a bit. Doesn't have to be, again, perfect. And probably the less anal you are about it, the better you're going to be. It's going to be. So come up here. Maybe a little bit higher here. And now, I got a little bit of a, well, see, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm good. What I don't want to see, I want to see color, but I do not want to see like the circles or marks or the blending strokes itself, if that makes any sense. Make it easy on myself, I'm just going to pick it up, turn it over, because my yellow is very strong. I haven't used my yellow as much. I'm going to come in and blend it in to get some peachy orange. I don't know what you call it. Peachy pink, orange, whatever. But it's just, this is just, you know, a quickie. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just whatever makes you happy. And then I'll come in here and blend that corner in. Yeah, and there we go. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. Come in here and blend that a little bit better. I think I want to come back up with a little bit of the rose up here. More lipstick. Yeah. There we go. That should do it. Give me 1 second. I'm back again because I realized I had not cut the back panel that goes on top of this. I was looking around as I was cutting. I realized, oh, I know why I can't find it. I didn't cut it. Durr. So see, that's what's going to be visible. And this I did pop up on some foam tape. So let me grab my handy dandy foam tape that I have here to the left. I'm just going to cut off some pieces. Or, you know what, the heck, I have a ton of this stuff. I buy this stuff, by the way, at, of all places, the 99-cent store. So, it's in, sometimes you find it in the scrapbooking section, and then sometimes you actually find it in the hardware section. But it's, and this is way down, it's about half of what the roll actually is. But it is 99 cents. So, guys, if you're paying more than 99 cents for your roll of tape, you are paying too much. And I will go in there and I will buy like 5 or 6 rolls. I've been doing this now for years, so I suspect it's not like something they're going to discontinue anytime in the near future. At least I hope not. And then that will make it sad. So I totally hope that you guys have, whoever's watching and from wherever they're watching, they have a 99-cent store. Because this is pretty awesome. I mean, as far as cheap factor, so you don't have to like, oh my gosh, because sometimes foam tape can be pricey, so you're not so like have to worry about being stingy. Because I'm just being totally wasteful. Normally, I'm just like, because I don't like to spend money on this kind of stuff. I like to spend money on the real cool stuff, a die, a stamp, whatever, flops my mop at the moment. But there we go. I'm going to use this tape up now because, well, I can't. Because I have at least 3 more rolls sitting in a drawer behind me. Let me just burnish this down. I'm just going to burnish it down my fingers because I'm pretty sure this is going to come up really fast. Easy. Or not. There we go. Actually, let me see because I just saw a trick demoed. There we go. I saw somebody do that on a YouTube video. I tell you, that's where I learned my best tricks. And I just poked it. I think it's because it doesn't work as well. I don't know what it's connecting to. I'm glad it was successful, though. That's my speaker. I didn't know it was disconnected. I think it's because, I'm not sure if it's because the paper is thin or the tape is. And what is that? I don't know. Hopefully either flower will go there or a butterfly will. Something's going to go there. But all I want to do now is figure out. All right. I'm putting it down that way. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a little spot right there. But I just saw it at the corner of my eye. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do something about that now. I'm going to be proactive. But now I have my card base down. Now, next is a bit of the messy part. Let me move these little pieces of paper. Here, where's my little sticky? There it is. It was right in front of me. There we go. I'll take these. I just want to get these out of the way because I'm going to lay down some glue. This is my cheater method for gluing things of this nature. It's a little bit, because you can sit there and glue, pour the glue on this for 3 hours and be unhappy because you will miss. Or you can just do this. This is, again, I learned this trick also from a YouTuber, VNA Luna. Her channel is VNA Creates. You guys might want to give her a watch. I love her. I love her so much, really, because she is us. She actually, I want to be her because she does fly by the seat of her pants and does stuff, and I'm not there yet. But I just love her. Just was always so cheerful and just, throws things together, and she makes me think that I can do it too. I wouldn't be half as brave as I am these days if it weren't for her. But see, what I'm doing now is I'm picking it up. You guys can see it. I know it's right in the corner of the camera range, but I'm laying it down on the glue. I'm picking it up. And then I'm going to lay this down just on one corner first. Actually, if you line up the bottom, I figured this out after struggling the last time. You just lay it down, and then you can just pretty much... Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Issue. Sorry about that. See? And then I just grab my little brayer, and I go down, and I press it all together. And here I can tell, I don't know, it's a little bit out of alignment, or did I just... There we go. we'll just go this way and bring it back into alignment. But I think what it is, no, it's not, it's just me. Actually, it's not me, but it's only noticeable at certain angles. At the back one, let me see if I can, I don't know if I can trim that off. But I can see it that I wasn't, I thought I was careful and I wasn't. A little bit more. Because more than likely, I don't think anybody else is going to notice it, but I'm going to know it's there, so it's going to bother me. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and do the same thing real quick while my glue is relatively wet. Still. And pick it up on this piece as well. I'm doing the same thing. Gluing it, getting the glue all on the back of it. Okay, and then again, do the same thing. If you line up one edge, just about everything will come together. This time I have less play time because this glue is drier. So I have to really get this, you know, done, but it looks almost, you know, basically one and done. It comes together very quickly, and I need to get, what I do have is a bunch of little glue thingies now on the end of my fingers, and there's our squeaky brayer. But it's very, very handy, and I think this was gifted to me. I forget where it came from, but, and it's, I'm not necessarily, I think, using it for its intended use, but boy, does it come in handy. And now, so I've done this, now I have a dimensionalized frame, but I also, it's much more stable. It is much more, it's much easier to work with. Now, I can come in and lay this down in my frame. And I can eyeball it, which I, hang on a second, totally hate. You have no idea how I struggle with that, because I'm a terrible eyeballer. And with this, really, once it touches the paper, that's it, you're done. There's a piece of paper stuck to it. I still have gluey, foo-foo stuff stuck to my ends of my fingers, and I want to get them all off so I don't get anything dirty. There we go. So what we need to do now is more or less center this. I'm hoping my fat head is not in the way. So yeah, I can get it down now. The problem will be when I take this up and I glue it down. Then you know it's going to be crooked. But I'm going to have to get over myself. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. So let's do that. Put my little, sorry, my glue doesn't get sticky. And before I think about this too long and panic myself and have a conniption and oh my gosh and oh my glory, and because I'll do that to myself. I'm just like, oh, because it has to be perfect. I'm sure none of us suffer from that, or I think actually all of us suffer from that. They need to be perfect. And there we go. Touchdown. And you know what, guys? It's not perfect, but you know what? That's pretty darn tootin' good. I think I see where a butterfly is going right now. I should have left it alone. But there, I'm proving my point. Let me see, sometimes. Where's my adhesive eraser? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Your adhesive eraser, people, can be your friend. There we go. So I'm really pleased. I thought I had more time doing the sample than I did with this one. Maybe I perfected my art. Right. Okay, so now what we need to do is I have to decide, did I layer this at all? No, I didn't. It's not. I can't tell. I think I did. This looks double. I can't tell. I have the wrong glasses on. Give me a second. Let me find the right glasses. I have my computer glasses on and not my see up close glasses. I already can't remember what I did. No, this is just a single layer. No, it's a double layer. Okay. So we're going to torture ourselves some more, because now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this aside. We're going to reuse this. I will show you. I have evil plans. So now I'm going to put in some I would just rather use fresh glue. There we go. I'm using my Barely Art Precision Graph Glue. I really like this glue. It's a great white glue. It gives me a little bit, it's not a fast dryer. It takes a little bit longer, but it gives me the play time I need because I'm uncoordinated, and I'm going to need right now because I forgot to do this before I laid down the glue. I wanted to cut these. I know I had to do this. So who knows, either that or we're laying down more glue. But I needed to snip off all of those little edges. We don't need them seen. And they bother me. And again, I know they're there. Nobody else might notice it, you know. Whoever ultimately may receive this card will never know. Unless they watch this YouTube. And then the secret's out. But it doesn't matter because they're going to be snipped off anyway. Let me just quickly get these little, like that little point can stay. It's not so noticeable. It looks like part of the point of the leaf, but it's the parts that are going to go up against the frame. There we go. Just round that off. Like on this end, that'll be noticeable. I'm going to flip it this way and do that one, and then come in for that one. Turn it back over. Do that. And let's see, let me do this one very, very quickly as well. And hopefully not make a hot mess of it because I'm rushing. Because you know that's when it all goes wrong. There we go. I'm going to snip that little bit right there. I'm sorry, this is kind of a little bit tedious, a whole lot of boring. And who knows, maybe when I do the playback, I may just fast forward through this. And then you didn't get to hear me, you know, prattling on about a whole lot of nothing. There we go. Now that's point's okay. Alrighty then. We snip that one. There we go. And then snip here and here. And the snipping be done. Let me set this aside now. We're going to go in and grab our glue, which is still pretty darn tootin' wet. Thank you, Lord. I never underestimate God taking care of me and looking after me. Or maybe it's St. Judas, who is, for those that are Catholic, is, I believe, the patron saint of fools and small children. And since I am not the latter, I am most certainly the former. Okay. There we go. I mean, just so it's like, I mean, you can tell this is pretty, you know, once you lay one little corner down, it all just comes into place. It kind of like lines up by itself. I'm going to go ahead and go over it with my brayer. And what happens invariably, it happened the last time too, is that there's always the one leaf that goes out of alignment. But we found him. And we said, no, no. Okay, I want to do real quick because you know I'm going to stick my hand in. I'm going to stick something I don't want to stick in it. Into that glue. And let me wipe off my glue. And that's this is another lovely part about this mat, is that it just really cleans up really easy. I could have let it dry and then I just peel it off, but disaster will strike, you know, chaos. Not chaos so much as Murphy lives here with me. And I'm going to have a talk with him because he's not paying rent either, so you know, none of the squatting thing. Okay, so I dried that up. So now, and I did that and I forgot I've got to make a new puddle. Because I still have to glue this down into place. I'm so special. But see, you guys didn't know. You just thought this was a bit of a tutorial. Oh, no, you didn't know this was comedy hour either, did you? I'm like, I swear I feel like I'm the Carol Burnett or the Lucille Ball of crafting. Learn from Myra. Don't do what she does. Let her make all the mistakes and then you can figure out how not to do it wrong. There we go. In my glue, and I have a little bubble there, so we take care of that. We'll just speed right through it, and then I'll clean up that little corner again. I'll lay this down as best I can. In theory, this dries. It does dry clear. It's supposed to dry matte, but it's still, if you move it around, it's still noticeable. And we have one little leaf that doesn't want it to do. It's okay. What the heck? Oh, because this is down too far. There we go. Or it's not down far enough. Let me get this. I'll try to get this to move down. There we go. There we go. Some of this is not, I think it did stick down. And if not, when I start applying the glue, because that happened to me the last time, I thought it was glued down and it wasn't. when I go and start gluing in, when I start paper piecing, the glue that I laid down will pick it up. But here we are at this point. We've now got all the framey parts in. Okay, you can see that. And we're ready now to paper piece. Now let me pick up my new puddle, because this is really wet, so you know I'm going to stick my hand in that. I know this without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, let me just dry that off. Now we're going to go in, and for that I'm going to use my, this, what I love about this is it also comes in with a fine tip nose, but I don't want to deal with cleaning out that one real quick so that it doesn't clog and dry. So I'm just going to use this other bottle that I already have set up for that. And now we're going to paper piece. And this is a bit painstaking. Hang on. Maybe I do have to unclog this. Hold on a second. Okay, take 3. Let's see if now this darn bottle is unclogged. Holy cow. There we go. Now, finally, success. I'm getting some glue out of here. So I'm going to fill up these 3 little areas real quick. With my handy dandy glue. I'm going to put the pin right now back in because it really doggedly wants to clog. It is, I think I have to take and soak that lid. What I'm going to do now is grab my favorite tweezers. Actually, I can pick this somewhat up, but I do want to do it with tweezers because I have fat, clumsy fingers. Oop, let me grab that this way. Okay. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to lay this down. And just what we're going to do is, one by one, lay these little pieces down. I just don't want to do them with my fingers. Whoops, there we go. If you think I'm klutzy with the tweezers, you should see me trying to grab these little pieces with my fingers. Been there, done that. That's when I switched to the tweezers. Never underestimate my talent for klutz. Whoops. I'll lay that piece down. But slowly but surely, it does come together. And it will be pretty. Come on, glue. You know what? We're going to take our chances with the bigger bottle of glue. Because apparently I really have to unclog that nut. Yeah, see, there we go. You don't squeeze and spread. There we go. This I think I can manage to do with my fat little fingers. Or not. There we go. Then you just press it down into place. I mean, essentially what we're getting is kind of sort of like a little bit of a, you know, a stained glass effect with paper. Oops. Oh, look at me. It literally landed on the edge, so none of it got on the paper itself. Come on. Maybe I should have not. I think the last one I did, I paper pieced it first, and then I applied it to the card, because the foam is not, I mean, I'm pressing down, and it's not getting where I want. Oops. That's definitely a problem. Too much glue. See, that's why I didn't want to use this nozzle. Hello. Let's get this. You move. Now we'll lay down this little piece. Unless it decides it wants to stick to the tweezers. Come on, my pretty. But you get the gist of it. I'm going to go ahead and lay these rest of these pieces. And I'm going to change the nozzle on my glue bottle also to make this easier for me. Alrighty, Mad Scrappers. I am done, at least with paper piecing. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. But now I do want to add a... Oh, wait, there's a little... There you... Let me blow that off. Okay. So I do want to add a little bit of sparkle to this card. And one... Oh, there's little bits of schmutzes, but I'll get that off. It's no big deal. So I'm going to put some... I want to put some sparkle so I can set that to dry while we do the sentiment on the bottom. And now I really have a problem is I didn't push it up far enough. See, this always backfires on you somehow. We'll figure it out because I've got to fit that thank you right there. So it's going to be a squeaker. But let me, oh here, let me use my, I'm going to use my little Spectrum Noir. This is my, one of their, just a sparkle pen. It's just kind of like the Wink of Stella, for those of you who are familiar with Wink of Stella. But I just got these because I wanted to try them out, because I essentially, I think, got 3 of these for almost what, almost one Wink of Stella cost me, or, you know, the different, it was just a lot cheaper on Amazon. I will link you down below. I'll actually link you to where I got it on Amazon, because I'm really pleased. And I've tried this out, and I'm like, it's just the same as Wink of Stella. I really do hope. And hopefully you can see, here's the sparkle. I want you guys to see just that really sparkle makes the difference. I personally think so, at any rate. Makes it stand out. Now what I need to do, and I have to go find little scraps. Where are my scraps pieces? Like, see? This, you save these. Nothing ever goes to waste. I'm going to grab my little tiny, my little butterfly guy here. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut some butterflies out. I'm going to pop out some. There we go. And I have to catch them because they literally, it's like you pop them and then they want to go, you know, to Timbuktu. Very nice, really yellow one. And a peachy one. And I did it in 2 colors. So where I had them handy, I pulled it already out. I did, I really did. Where did I hid it from myself though right now. There they are. I'm using also, and this is a Crafter's Companion die. This is Dies by Chloe, Butterfly Trails Elements die set. This was an HSN find, so let me see if they're still available. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Because it was a whole card set that I got that actually, let me show you, don't hate me. It makes this card. It does this. So it's 2 pieces. So maybe I'll do a tutorial about this. So guys, if you're interested in me doing a tutorial on this, let me know. Let me know down in the comments and I will crank one out for you. But I made this quite a while ago. I've had that one for a while. But anyway, I got them because I loved them. I felt, of course, like everything else I see on, as seen on TV is the enemy. But I just want to do, I use the smallest other butterflies, and I have a million butterfly dies, let me assure you of that. And let me grab my Marquis real quick, give me a second. And I'm sorry, I had to turn off the camera only because I remembered that my Marquis was acting as a counterweight on my base here for the camera, and if I didn't do that, the camera was going to plop right here onto the floor, and you guys would have had a very dizzying trip. Because I've added an extra piece so that I don't have to work back here. I can work closer to me and not have to continuously remember, oh no, wait, am I in camera, in focus? But I'm going to, I think, do it this way. It doesn't really matter. You can tell I'm using this folder that you can't imagine will want to work. It is super well loved. It's not like I don't have replacement folders. I do. But the frugal person in me says, oh no, you're going to use this until it cannot be used anymore. I'm fairly confident I'm pretty close to that now. Let's not be, you know, let's not kid ourselves. But I will use it to the bitter end until I've cut it in half or whatever. But there's my other little butterfly. And since I'm at it, forgive me while I cut I'm going to cut another one here. I should have cornered it up more, and I could have probably gotten another with variegation. Let me get a yellow one. I don't know. Can I squeeze a butterfly out of this piece right here? Can I? Can I? Can I? Holy moly. Let's see. I don't think I can. I'm going to go crazy trying to do that, so we're just going to let that go, and we'll just have another yellow one, and the heck with that. Let's put that right up there. And we're going to run it back through. And then I won't take up any more time. It's not like you guys need to see this. And this is, for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is the Diamond Press Marquis. I love this pretty. It is between this and my Gemini Junior. They are my flat out, my go-to die cutters when I need to cut something out. And then when I have to do embossing, I will go to my Big Shot. And I have like the old pink one. But this is like a workhorse. I found this on HSN. But you can also get it direct from Diamond Press. So I will link you below. I cannot recommend this enough for you. I love it. I cut anything that's small. I usually, if I'm breaking out little things, I'm breaking out the Marquis. It's just super handy and just does excellent cuts. So maybe I'll do a bit of a review or demo of it in another video, because I love it. Mind you, they really had me at teal, because teal again is the accent color to everything in my scrap area, in my little crafting corner. But anyway, enough. You didn't come here to watch, talk about the Marquis. We came here to finish this card. Now what I'm going to do real quick, I want to use this one, is I'm going to sparkle up these butterflies too. So let's just, because this dries fairly quickly, so. And then we'll just glue them down, which I'll now be like, I don't know where to put them. Because before, I had no choice about where I was putting them. I was covering a couple of schmutzes, so. Here now I have choice, which means I will now agonize over the placement. While I'm at it, even though I'm not going to use them now, let's just go ahead and sparkle these guys up and get it done with. Come here, my yellow pretty. That's a really bright yellow. But I think I'm going to go in. Actually, since I have that scrap, what I should have done, and I think I will, is I'm going to go in with some pink on that scrap and then get some more of that, blended. But okay, we're going to grab this, and I'm going to really, really, really attempt at not being anal retentive. I'm just going to do that. I press down. If you press down right in the joint right there, just like I said with the end of the tweezers, it just pops it out, gives it a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to commit. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to put a dot glue down there. That was too much glue, I think. So I just touch it. I'm going to touch it. Literally, I pinch glue off. And then I'm going to go back in and just drop them down. I'm not going to think about it. Just do it. There, press them down, and then I'm going to grab this guy. And I'm going to do the same action, but since it's a smaller butterfly, I'm just going to use one. Can you see that? I'm just going to go in with one area and dimensionalize. And it doesn't matter how much I try, I seem to be unable to hit dead center on these butterflies. And then I'm going to go up here and put a little tiny dot right there. And let me put a pin. I swear, my glue bottles are like voodoo dolls. I stick pins in them. And I'm going to make this one go this way. Oh, look, Squeaky wants to visit us. Can you guys see her? That's Squeaky the cat. You hear her? Hello, Squeaky. You have to go sit in your cubby, Squeaky. This is not your time. Oh, you hear that? She harumphed me. Yes, I know, sweetheart. But there we go. So we got our butterflies down. So now we're down to the sentiments. So now, just like I did with the frames, I'm going to go ahead and do the sentiments. So I'm going to grab my pieces here. Let me find, except for this slightly backfired on me. So I'm just going to do, I was going to do 3 layers, but I seem to have misplaced. Wait a minute, no, because I have spares. I cut extras. Where are they? Let me see if I can find another. Yep, here it is. Maybe I just never pull it out of my little spot here. I'm going to do thank you, because your choices are either thanks or thank you. I want to do thank you. But let me see how this is. Let's quickly take a peek here. Let me do it with the color pieces. Because we've got to figure out placement here. Because I took off probably about 1/8 of an inch that I needed. That little 1/8 of an inch is going to make a monstrous difference. Or I can just not care and the Y can just hang out. That's what I can do. What do you guys think? I think I have my solution. We're just going to line it up to the bottom and let the Y hang out. And that way, 1, I know it'll be straight. And 2, you know, only you guys and I will know that I screwed up. Right? I think that's my solution. There we go. Wow! And the crowd goes wild. I know, you guys, are you guys sick of me yet? I did warn you, I'm the mad scrapper. Crazier than the March hare. Okay, so we take these pieces out. Okay, now we're going back to my favorite puddle of glue. And now it's going to even be a little bit harder because now I've got a skinnier nozzle. But actually I don't need that much, so it's just as well. So yeah, you can see, and I'm sorry, I should have gone a little bit more center so that you guys could see this better. But it's the same premise again. I'm going to stack the 2 white pieces one on top of the other. I'm going to run it through. But let me see. I want to add some more pink to it, so let's see. Maybe we can make that happen. Oh, we can. There we go. We won't. We're not gonna. Let's not futz with this too much, or it might backfire on me. There we go. Okay, so now let me wipe out that so I don't come precariously close to disaster. And I don't know why I did that, because, well, actually I'm glad I did, because then I could start with fresh glue. But I'm going to come in. I've got to decide. Let me visually place this. Oh wait, no, before I do anything else, let's cut off the S. So I just have to really quick yep, snip it off. And nobody will ever know that there was an S there. And now we are left. So I like that they added the S, because that gives you the option of either using the do thank you, or just say thanks. I'm not a thanks person. I'm a thank you. If I'm gonna go to the effort of making a card, I'm gonna say thank you. But here, there we go. I'm going to lay it up, but this is much easier to line up when it's pretty close to the end, since I really have no other choice. Okay, does that look centered to you guys? I'm just going to... I just want to visually figure it out, because I do not want to be moving it all around with glue. Yeah, I think I have it. You may not think I do, but I do. But then I think a lot of things. So. But this is almost done. We're in the home stretch. We have butterflies glued down. All we have to do is thank you. And we be done. Okay. I'm hearing, I don't think you guys can hear it, but I'm hearing all kinds of banging on the wall and all that coming from my bathroom. I have my mother here for a few days visiting. Not so much voluntarily, because we are having some pretty big fires here in Orange County, California, and my sister was mandatory evacuated. So I told her they are in a hotel room. My niece is with a friend's house. And I told her I'll take Mom and keep her for a few days. Wahoo. So I can see her just clanking around in my bathroom. The wall is right here. It's like, oh my goodness, what's Mom doing? I know, that was probably too much information. But luckily, their house is safe. They are not in danger at this point, so long as we do not get any winds. Yesterday, they sent me a video of Phos-Chek being dropped practically on the front lawn. If that ain't scary, I don't know what is. But because they did that, all the houses that got the special lawn treatment, for lack of a better term, are safe. Those houses were saved. Okay. That I'm really pleased. We are almost done because no, wait, I have to do one more thing. It's like, no, wait, there's more. I have decided we're going to sparkle thank you too. So let's go in very quickly and carefully, and let's sparkle that thank you. I'm not going to sparkle the frame. I think I'm going to leave the frame flat. Well, I should do it to one of them just to see what the look is like, so. But, let me just make sure I got everything. My goodness, I can hear, I don't know if you guys can hear in the background, I can hear all kinds of hooping and hollering and going on, and I live like 2 blocks from Bonita High School. So, who knows what the teenagers are doing. But, there you go, guys. I think I've got it. I mean, it definitely doesn't get better than this. Well, it could. But here you have my card. I'm really pleased with it. So, it just came together. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you take away something, that you've learned something new, or just, hey, I want to experiment. Like I said, I will link you below to everything I told you. I'm going to link you. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. It'll help me. If you really like this, please subscribe. I will continue. I feel like I have something to say, and I will continue to share videos. If you want to know when I'm on, ring the bell. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching my video, guys. I hope, again, you had fun. I know I did, believe it or not. I really did. And don't forget, scrap the madness, okay? Get out there and do your thing, all right? Talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, guys, remember I told you I was going to come back? Well, for one, I wanted to tell you, when I was telling you, my gosh, what's that going on, that noise going on? I was hearing fireworks and whatnot. So, after 32 years, I don't know how I could not have missed it. After 32 years, the Dodgers' dry spell is over. They won the World Series. Wah! I hope somewhere I can find the tape of it, at least to watch the very end, understanding the last inning, Mookie Betts hit a home run. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm sorry. You know, I'm a Dodger blue girl. I mean, my dad, who is no longer with us, oh my gosh, he was such a Dodger fan. I mean, if you cut him, he bled blue. But anyway, that's not why I came back. I wanted to come back to you guys to show you. I went back and I played with a bunch of pieces, did a little bit of more die cutting. This is the original card that I showed you. And I wanted to show you what else you could do. So I made a couple of more. I went in, I did this card, and then I used just a stamp that I had. And then, remember I told you I was trying to be so careful with not getting ink on the back of it. I wasn't so careful, so what did I do to fix it? That's what I did. I just went in, because I got some schmutzes, and I went in, and I just did some ink blending on the back, so it looks like it was on purpose. Nobody's going to know that I made a mess of things. I just got ink smears all over it. I just went in and made it better. So again, there are no mistakes. There are just opportunities to be creative. And I don't know if I think I'm going to phase. Let me go out a little bit because I think I'm too close. There we go. I'm sorry about that. Then I went in. I did this one too, which is pretty much the same as that one. Just a little bit more brighter. And again, same thing. I just went in on the back too. And I may do that on that one now on purpose. So you never know. Let me go. Okay, you guys already seen this is the original sample. And then what I did is, because I had all of these pieces, you know, from the paper, from where when I cut out the paper flower, I have one extra. When I had these, I had more extras, so I had to do something with them. So this is what I came up with. I just cut out more white ones and stacked them. So I think it's 2 layers, one on top of the other. And then this is a Elizabeth Craft die. So it's hola, which is, of course, hello in Spanish. So I have that card. I did this one. And then I did a couple of butterflies because, and I got this was, yeah, this isn't on purpose. I did a schmutz. So again, Wherever you make a mistake, it's not a mistake. It's an opportunity to be creative. And I put the little butterflies in. And then I did a thank you card. Gracias, again in Spanish, because I'm sure I can throw that at somebody. But again, the same thing, using up these, just the leftover pieces. And I have an extra card. I mean, so don't ever throw away your scraps. I mean, just make use. So this is what I did. I saved them and made a card. And then this one, because I hated so much keeping it straight, I did it on purpose wonky. And I like it. I actually do like it wonky. So, and this one just came out, and then I left the S on that one and just left it as thanks. So so out of this, I have created a whole bunch of cards. So, just so if you are interested, again, I will link you to that. I mean, for the price, and I know it's like $14 and chump change, for all the other projects that come in the magazine, you can do so much. It's worth it. But I'm having fun with it. I'm going to do more of those cards, and not maybe so much of this blending, but just some of the other samples you can do with the flowers, just to do a bunch because it's fun. I've really enjoyed it. So anyway, I'm just letting you have this. Again, if you liked all of this, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see future videos with me. Ring the bell if you want to know when I'm on. And go out there and scrap the madness, everybody. Have a great one. Bye.